Okay, now just want to let y'all know, had some long days. Guess I'd say it's been kind of a long evening. The niece, however, is outside in the yard with her granny and grandpa and her daddy, so they're kind of just having their little playing down there. And it's just a little time when I think there's little things we're going to try to do here. Thank God decided that it'd be a good time just to come on and try to do a little bit extra work on the coyotes. You've seen the work we did last night and yesterday, and then tonight just decided to get back on, try to demonstrate a little more. Might upload this as soon as I can, but I tell y'all something, people, it's how it gets over weekends and Mondays, you know. Sometimes it comes to the point where, you know, you just kind of have days where it gets a little different for reasons and you don't get to be seeing your friends as much, so it's kind of how it's been for me. So I like to show you all how a little work is going to come along, and I think this time around we're going to try to carve out the feet and the legs and the underside and try to put the extra work we do into this little coyote figure to make it what it is supposed to be. So I tell y'all, I've been on Etsy just shopping, trying to, you know, collect a lot of African soapstone bowls of animals and stuff because I see it and it's really neat. It's just the thing that's kind of been of my collection interest lately, and we could talk about that a little bit more. Just happen to have a certain lady inspire it. Don't know if I told you about it or not, how she kind of has this mission where she sort of goes out to Uganda and collects donations for it and gives out those little bowls like that to the people who donate, and was only giving them out one per donor. I wanted to buy all of them from her, but I'd say as far as how it turned out, you know, she picked the best one for me, and I've been able to find many more like them off of Etsy, so it was all good. Thankfully, she saves those to help raise money for her ministry while I can kind of be able to kind of get online and get on Etsy and purchase many more. And that's kind of what I discovered. That's what I sort of liked doing. She was my inspiration to that. And so it's also interesting, she got all hers from Uganda, but there's other countries out there in Africa that make them, and I was able to get some of many more creatures. Even found some that were of a moose, which, you know, though that's an American creature, it's just pretty neat just to kind of get it from such a part of the world. And, you know, I guess even in Africa they can make American creatures in art, just like here in America we make African and Asian creatures from art. So I'd say we kind of got to where there's a little place down here. It's probably going to be a little harder to scrape away that little saw mark that is down on the tummy, but we kind of get around to doing that and take care of that very well. And I say that this little work is just kind of taking all itself up to what it needs to be. And so when we kind of scratch away, scrape away, kind of shave away, get rid of all those black little marks in there, we can kind of get rid of what all stuff I say this poor little coyote figure doesn't need. Because sometimes I think the wood can be a little bit better if we can just get rid of all the black marks. It wouldn't be the most professional thing to really leave them on there, I wouldn't say. So that's how we go about little work we do just to make it so we're going to brighten little works as of how we make things, as of how they're going to come, be of all things, how we make the world turn around. I think we got it now, and got little work size places in here to do. Got to trim up the toes a little bit to make it so the coyote can stand a little taller and see a little bit ways out its window. And you know, it's all like that. And I'd say one thing for sure, you know, there's that Pacini's down the street. That waitress is really nice to me. Like to go in and see her, you know, she's really sweet. She's become my friend, but I say of all things, you know, she just kind of has to do a lot of cleaning work in the back now. She can't be out on the floor as much as she used to, waiting tables and stuff. That's what I was always used to out of her, but I'd say lately it's been a hard time to go in. I've just felt like I've not been much in the mood to be in places when places get crowded at times. So that's how a little work goes. And sometimes for me, it gets a little hard just to be out in places while the young Generation Z people are out there just having the little conversations they are, because it's kind of different from how it was in my generation and how things change and the things. Things we don't understand or wouldn't believe. But I'd say probably a good thing I keep Diet Cokes around the house to kind of put on ice. I'd sometimes be sipping on those when I'm in the restaurants just to eat something, and sometimes even just having those in your own home can kind of just make you think about the restaurant and make you think about the good people. And you know, sometimes I see that life's been really stressing my friends out some ways. See what they're going through. It kind of put a little stress on me, but I'll tell y'all, there's a little bit of a black mark from the saw down inside of this coyote too. So time to get in there, scrape away all the black marks that are down inside of the coyote, to get rid of all the little scrap and stuff that I say that we don't need, so that we can make it a little bit better and calming and a little bit more like it's professional looking, I'd say. I like to see the coyote in better shape myself. So, you know, you just don't really expect people to buy something that's not very neatly done, not very professional looking. So you try to kind of get it so it's going to be a little neater and nicer, and we may even have a little more work here just getting out all the little saw marks we don't need. But sometimes that blade can really get hot on that wood and cause things to burn a little bit, so we kind of gotta get rid of that little issue right there. Try to get rid of where all that comes in, and kind of messes up the wood. So that's how we work about that. Like to share with you all that I kind of got a little bit more sawing work done where I could make a few more little nativity sets. Getting closer to Christmas time, that's probably something of which we're going to need more to share, more to make. And there's little strange adventures we come across in life, in little places, you know. And I say that this is just the thing that I say that we work along just to make it so it's going to be a little brighter thing to look at in life. I say we gotta get rid of these marks here, make it so that they can see a little brighterness in us, and try to take it up so that we can brighten all this life out of our souls and all this little grace that's in our hearts and bound to us, and see what it be. And then we're going to come down, take down to where we get down to the last little bit of the foot here. Try to carve that along there. And I say that there were some kids out there, like in my last show, like I told you about the young girl whose grandmother bought the coyote from me for her last year. This is a year when I think some work is a little bit later getting done because we've had stuff going on over the summer. We've had a few little stresses to deal with and managed them just fine, so that's how that has to go. And I say that this is just little work we do and how we manage it well. Oh, I say, oh world, take it away. And as for how we got around to the inside of the feet of that one, let's come around here, work our way into this one as well. Put a little light into it, make it so it's going to be a shiny, bright image to us. Bless us indeed, and see all that we have in life, all that we do. And I'd say we probably got enough done for this video here. There's going to come a time we're going to come back around, maybe sand some of this stuff, kind of put the extra work into it that it needs. But this is how work has come along so far, and how I'd like to share it, and how I would like to say that it's done. So this is just a moment that, thank you all for coming on, for watching this video, for staying tuned. There's probably going to be little areas to bring to perfection here and there, and there's going to be a little bonus work to come along and make its way into our work. And I thank you all again for coming on here, watching how I do this, seeing how it goes, seeing how it works, seeing how it pays, seeing what it does, and all the ways that we have of making the world a better place. Thank you again for coming on and watching. Goodbye.